It started with a glitch, a sudden terrifying rip in the fabric of my own living room floor. One misstep, and I wasn't falling. I was sinking through the solid wood. When my eyes snapped open, the familiar walls of my house were gone. I was sitting on a damp, stained carpet, staring at an endless maze of mono-yellow wallpaper. The air was thick, suffocating, smelling of old, wet fiber and dust. Above my head, dozens of old fluorescent tubes flickered, broadcasting a continuous, maddening, low-frequency hum that vibrated inside my skull. There were no doors, no windows, only infinite empty rooms stretching into the damp silence. I stood up, my boots making a sickening squelching sound against the wet carpet. I pulled out my old VHS camcorder. None, the viewfinder static heavy and pixelated. While walking through the identical yellow corridors, every turn looked exactly like the last one. The hum of the lights was the only proof that time was still moving. But then, the humming stopped. Absolute dead silence swallowed the maze. The yellow lights dimmed, turning into a sickly pale green amber. And from 3 rooms away, I heard it, the heavy, distorted sound of wet footsteps, slowly marching in my direction. A panic hit me like a physical wall. Ball! I turned and sprinted through the yellow maze, the camera shaking violently in my hands, capturing blurry frames of endless corners. The footsteps behind me didn't rush. They just kept their slow, rhythmic, terrifying pace. I rounded a corner and fell into a massive cavernous room where the yellow wallpaper was torn away, revealing raw, weeping concrete underneath. In the center of the wall was a dark, square ventilation shaft. It was too small, too tight. But it was the only way out. I threw my camera inside and crawled in after it, the metal scraping hard against my shoulders. The shaft was pitch black and freezing cold. As I dragged myself forward, the sound of the creature echoed from the entrance of the pipe, a loud metallic screech that sounded like tearing iron. It was inside the vents with me. I scrambled blindly through the dark, my fingers catching on rusted rivets, until the metal beneath me gave way. I fell through the ceiling, crashing onto a cold, tiled floor of a completely different level. I opened my eyes, the video camera still recording next to my face. The yellow maze was gone. I was lying in a massive, infinite indoor swimming pool. The walls were covered in sterile white tiles, and the water was perfectly still, glowing with an unnatural subterranean blue light. It looked peaceful, almost beautiful, but as I leaned over the edge of the pool to wash the dust from my face, a massive, pale, multi-jointed arm broke the silent surface of the water, its long fingers snapping tightly around the lens of my camera, dragging it down into the warm, blue abyss.